So the title, usually I do the title after the video. Oh, it's gotta crack my neck out. The title is Life After Death. There's like a few things I want to talk about. I'm always setting the intention to share experience, strength, and hope. Okay? So there's a lot of things I learned and picked up from AA, which I was a participant of for a year and a half. Like full all in, as they say, doing the deal. But there's so much, I'm not an addict, but there's so much that I took from it and I think that are helpful to everyone. And if you've ever been to AA, like I've vacillated on like, for me, I'm very loyal to, I have so much respect for AA. I guess I vacillated on whether or not it was still okay to take some of those principles and apply them to my life without being active in AA. And of course, like service, you kidding me? No, you can only be like, you know what I'm saying? So these are a few off the top of my head. Service, 10th step. So every night I kind of got in a habit. Doing your 10th step is reviewing your day, sort of just a mental note. You're supposed to write it down, like, you know, when you're doing the steps and stuff. Please lay down. Thank you. Stay. And you just review your day and you go through a place, anywhere you were selfish, anywhere you were acting or behaved or affected someone else out of fear, out of jealousy, out of envy, out of, you know, whatever. Something that's not in alignment with you, right? So it's like a scan. Sharing experience, strength, and hope is basically your recipe when you stand up like the I was saying pedestal, podium, and you share. And sometimes it's called a pitch, or you know, you say, "Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm an alcoholic." Da da da. It's the recipe is what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. And I think that's a great process, writing process, or thought process for anyone that is interested in, you know, reestablishing or strengthening the foundation of awareness within themselves. And then sharing experience, strength, and hope. And, you know, in my experience in that program, I went through the steps. I took 3.5 women through the steps, 2.5, excuse me. The third went to a center like on the East Coast. She was just having problems, but I was like, you know, everything I do, I've said this a lot. I don't, boyfriends that I've had in the past, like, why are you so mad? Like, so I close the door. I just don't do anything with half my heart. I shut the door, you know. But I was secretary of 3 meetings. You know, I had 3 or 4 sponsees at a time after I finished the steps myself. I met with sponsor twice a week. I did alumni meeting at the rehab. What I thought was rehab, it was an unlicensed parenting center. But so being so involved in that way, and so part of your commitment of being a speaker in of being a secretary in AA is to get speakers. And a lot of times there are things called drunkalogs. It's so you want to share experience, strength, and hope. You want to share, when it's what happened, what it's like, what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. You want to stay mostly in what it's like now, as much as you can, the solution, they say, in your pitch, right? not like these videos are a pitch and I just randomly thought of that analogy, but I only ever want to share experience, strength, and hope. I only ever want to be in the solution, right? That being said, so life after death, I was thinking of, I didn't even think of my father first when I thought of it, because I thought of like this new person that I'm kind of becoming on my own, which is so funny at 40. And like, who, not that I was a different person, I was the same Ashley, but there was like this pivotal point in my life when I took my first yoga teacher training in 2006. And it was like, before that, in many ways, and a lot of it has like come to my friend Cynthia, my new friend, like a lot of things I've been reminded of, and she knows my dad like since before I know my dad. It came out funny. She knows my dad like 9 years before I was born, and my family and stuff. But so thinking about it, and like, it's not like I mean, I think for a long time I had to, you know, and I still do to an extent, like, it was fine. You know, Dad's car's missing every other week from Georgetown in in the 1980s, like moving all the time, people banging on the door. It didn't affect me. Bottom line is, like, I really don't think I have a lot of that, but maybe, you know, there's a lot of stuff I haven't had time to process. So, in line with that, I was thinking, well, first of all, I was never, like, since I knew I was a human being, I wasn't supposed to survive my father's death. He was a lawyer and doing lots of contracts when I was born. I remember I was a little girl and I'd see contracts, you know, and signing contracts, and I think maybe I was like 4 or 5, and my parents were still unhappily married. I've told this story before, but like, as soon as I knew I was a person that was separate from my father, it was like the quagmire of my life. I wanted to do this video without getting emotional, and I'm not. I mean, I'm going to. He was just really cool. That's my train of thought. Sorry. All right. I went with a blank sheet of paper and a pen. I drew a line on the pen, and I marched into my father's office. And he had this big desk, you know. And I said, somebody left, and I walked in there, and I said, "This is a contract. You have to sign it and promise that you'll never die." And he looked at me and he said, "Sweetheart, everyone dies." And I said, "No, not you. You're not allowed." And then it was like, I have to die before him so he doesn't suffer. I thought about this from 10 years old. No, I would die before him so I wouldn't suffer. But then I said, no, I can't do that because he'll be sad. But him dying, I won't survive. But I did. Voila. And not only did I survive, I'm a better, stronger, more helpful version of Ashley that I've ever been. And I know that I become more helpful and stronger every single day. And it's really fucking cool. Everything that Bob Marley quote, everything in this life that you love will hurt you. It's up to you to choose the ones that are worth the pain. It doesn't mean you don't love anymore. Like, I was talking to my friend who recently lost someone very close, and I really want her to get a dog. I don't know, that's just me, I guess. Literally, we had a farm, we still have, they have it, my family. But all the dogs ran wild. When I was like 6, 7 years old, and I don't even know why actually, I don't even think it was a leash, it was like a horse halter. And I put the halter on my Aunt Kathy's dog Nugget, golden Nugget. And I like walked him around. He'd never like been, he was so cute, he like went along with it. But I was just so, when my sister came home, there's very few stories that everyone in my family corroborates. Like, there's no deviation of the story. When she walked into the house, which was